Hi, I'm Dr. Nicole Bain of Moonlight Beach Dental, and I wanted to talk in this series of holistic dentistry uncovered on our salivary testing we offer here in the office. There's a lot of dentists and hygienists that are now really trying to understand the relationship between the oral microbiome and systemic infections. So the Bale-Dolin method, as well as AAOSH, there's a lot of the academies with the oral systemic health connection where we've identified that some of these really bad bacteria can have really deleterious effects on your overall health. And it's going to manifest first in the mouth. That's where we can see it, because the mouth correlates with gut inflammation, as I've mentioned in other videos. So what do we look for? Well, first we're going to do a salivary test where you spit in a tube, and it's going to tell us if you have some of the worst bacteria, which are red complex bacteria. And those are heavily linked to systemic conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and cancer. Now, with those bacteria, we can also be testing for instance, if you're high in one certain type, AA, that can show us a hidden infection like an abscess. It can show us if you're high in Candida, which is a yeast. And if there's a yeast overgrowing in your mouth, there's always going to be an underlying cause for that systemically. So we test for that. The new one even tests for your cavity index. How likely are you to get cavities? And it helps us put all of these pieces of the puzzle together. So on some of these patients, like in this one, he felt he hadn't been in for a couple years for a cleaning, but his gums were so inflamed and swollen and bleeding that in addition to the deep cleaning that they needed, he needed a lot of medications in order to clear this systemic infection. So we had to put him on antibiotics. We had to put him on an antifungal. We also had to do a lot of laser and ozone while we were doing the deep cleaning and breaking up this biofilm to make sure that these really pathogenic bacteria weren't overtaking the rest of his oral system. Then what we do is we can provide you with a lot of post-operative supplementation for oral probiotics and remineralizing and anti-inflammatory agents to try and keep these bad bacteria at bay. And then we'll retest you and see how you're improving so that we can see an improvement not only clinically with your gum health improving, but also systemically. We want to make sure those bacteria aren't still circulating throughout your body. What does that look like? We just see these super puffy, long-collared inflammation in the mouth that's purple, swollen, and bleeds easily. In his case, it actually helped identify also an underlying vitamin D deficiency. So he was so low in vitamin D that his gums were literally gushing even with a little bit of air blown onto them. That's not normal. And 60% of the United States is deficient in vitamin D. So it's really nice to have a dentist that can help you put all of these pieces of the puzzle together by doing advanced salivary diagnostics. And if you're interested in finding out more, come see us at Moonlight Beach Dental.